Krishna, mate. Okay, we're online here. Go to meeting. Somebody from Boise, Idaho. Okay. Have our choice of kartals. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janabalaba Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janabalaba Girivaradori Jaya Gopi Janabalaba Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tera Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Whoa! Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Balaba Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Shri Radha Madhava Asasaki Ki Jai Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devam Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Srimad Bhagavatam 10:71. The Lord travels to Indraprastha. Yeah? And text number 33. Yeah, okay. Praptam nishamya naralochana panapatram Outsukya Vishlatita Kesha Dukula Banda. Sadyo Vishvidya Griha Karma Patingscha Talpe. Drastum Jayor Yuvatayashma Narendra Marge. Bolye. Patan Nilamnya Naralochana Panapatram. Ladies, 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 laddies. Praptam, arrived. Nisamya, hearing. Nara, of men. Lochana, of the eyes. Pana, of drinking. Patram, the object or reservoir. Outsukya, out of their eagerness. Vishlatita, loosened. Kesha, their hair. Dukula, of their dresses. Bandaha, and the knots. Sadhyaha, immediately. Vishridya, husbands. Cha, and I'm working on it. Wait a second, I missed a line? Yeah. Okay, Vishridya means abandoning. Okay, Vishridya, abandoning. Griha, of the household. Karma, their work. Patin, yeah, their husbands. Cha, and talpe, in bed, drashtum, to see, Yayahu, went, Yuvatayaha, the young girls, Sma, indeed, Nara Indra, of the king, Marge, on the road. When the young women of the city heard that Lord Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure for human eyes, had arrived, they hurriedly went onto the royal road to see him. They abandoned their household duties and even left their husbands in bed. In their eagerness, the knots of their hair and garments became loose. Here's a peach. When the young women of the city heard that Lord Krishna, the reservoir of pleasure for human eyes, had arrived, they hurriedly went on to the royal road to see him. They abandoned their household duties and even left their husbands in bed. And in their eagerness, the knots of their hair and garments came loose. Yeah. So we're describing Krishna's entrance into Indraprastha, which is near Hastinapur. It's kind of part of it or something. Yeah, kind of a undesirable, miserable place. Duryodhana gave the Pandavas, I'll give you a place to stay. Go to Indraprastha. There were snakes and, former old ruins and stuff. It was a desert, I think, actually. Yeah. But because of Yudhishthira's piety, the whole place began to blossom and rain clouds came and it became, very opulent like that, by piety. Okay. If you have any comments, just, raise your hoof or your trotter, depending whatever your body is. Okay. Next verse. What's going to happen next? Okay. Tasmin susankula ibasvarata dvipadvi. Okay. The royal road being quite crowded with elephants, horses, chariots, foot soldiers. The women climbed to the top of their houses where they caught sight of Lord Krishna and his queens. The city ladies scattered flowers upon the Lord, embraced him in their minds, and expressed their heartfelt welcome with broadly smiling glances. Purports. Yeah. Srila Sridhar Swami comments that the ladies communicated through their affectionate glances, their eager inquiries as to the comfort of the Lord, comfort of Lord Krishna's trip, and so on. In other words, in their ecstasy, they intensely desired to serve him. So it brings several things to mind. First, how many people know who is Sridhar Swami? Do you all know who Sridhar Swami is, more or less? Yeah. He is described as the first commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam. But we mentioned, actually, Madhvaracharya appears before, and he has also comment on Srimad Bhagavatam. But he doesn't comment on all the verses. Yeah. But there are commentaries there. Yeah. Some time back, what's that place? That place? Yeah. Oxford. Yeah, the Oxford Center for Hindu Studies, run by Shonaka Rishi and other devotees. Yeah. An official affiliate of Oxford University. They said many, many years ago, the Jewish Center, for the Oxford Center for Jewish Studies, maybe like 100 years ago or something, made an application to be an Oxford Center. Then after 15 years, they got a letter back from Oxford saying, we're considering your application. So the Oxford Center for Hindu Studies got approved within like 5 months or something. Yeah, okay. Maybe the times are changing. So very nice center. You know, Shonika Rishi, very intelligent person. He's Irish. You know. And the way it's set up is that it's a center. So devotees that go there to study, you know, Iskcon devotees in Oxford, they're affiliated with it. They join the programs. But your actual study course is through one of the colleges of Oxford, Knights College, King's College, Queen's College, like that and stuff. But it's like a, you know, place. And then they work out accommodations where devotees can share rooms and cook and live in the miserable British environment, which is really a killer. You know, the fog all the time. It's bad. You know, yeah. I've heard they were cursed because of all their bad things they did in India. Yeah. So, Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. Yeah. So, Sridhar Swami. Oh, yeah. So they co-sponsored a program with the University of Madras. If you look at India, I'm behind the map here. Here's Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi, and Lucknow, Varanasi. Yeah. And down below is Madras, Chennai, like that. Hot weather, everything else. Very pious, you know, traditional. So the University of Madras, along with the Oxford Center, our Oxford Center, maybe about 5 years ago, co-sponsored a symposium on Srimad Bhagavatam. And they were surprised at how many scholars were very enthusiastic to participate, come, and, you know, I'll pay all my expenses, please, if you can just arrange accommodations and a chance for me to speak, okay. Yeah. So it's very, very popular. There's a lot of people who have interest, probably because Prabhupada stimulated the attention. People didn't know about it. They didn't know about it. Even in India, in Calcutta, one of our friends, Dr. Samaresh Bandyopadhyaya, very elevated person, big Occidental Sanskrit, is calling him at 2 o'clock in the morning to ask for some, you know, subtle translation of some text like that and stuff. You know. Very nice person. Anyway, when I first came in contact with him through Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, and I came in contact with him first, but we were organizing a program there in Calcutta, the Second World Congress for a Synthesis of Science and Religion. Okay, yeah, and met him. Yeah, and I heard him talking on the phone to one of his friends because he started studying Sanskrit at 5 years old. You know, his family, and he said, you know, I used to think that Srimad Bhagavatam was for women and less intelligent men, like that, and children. It was all stories and fairy tales and stuff, and the Sanskrit was inferior Sanskrit, you know. And it's a very common idea, which has been spread in Bengal, other places. It's a story, and Krishna is the Hindu love god, yeah. And really, Sriman Narayan is the real dude, you know. You look it up so many times. You look in that great source of authentic knowledge, the Wikipedia, like that. Or even go to Britannica, it will say Krishna, 7th incarnation of Vishnu, Rama, 9th incarnation, whatever, you know. Yeah, still that knowledge is being promulgated. People are taking more interest, you know. And the British did such a fantastic propaganda program, you know. It was incredible, you know. Prabhupada said the British are the most cunning people on the face of the earth. You know, never trust an Englishman. We were with Radhika in Oxford, as kind of laying over one night. So I went there, stayed there, and there's the Bowden Library, and maybe it's about, you know, as long, yeah, maybe about, you know, not quite the full length of the temple, maybe halfway through the next thing there, maybe like one story, a little narrower story, and like that, you know. He said that's where all the Sanskrit collection is. They have like, I don't know, like, you know, 300,000 books or something like that, you know. Sanskrit books, some incredible number, you know. So, okay, here we go, yeah. So, I said, it was so small, you know. And he said, oh, there's 6 libraries underneath. There's 6 basements, you know, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. He said, everything in Oxford is like that. It's just like one level below another level, you know, good afternoon, you know, Mr. so-and-so. Why did he call me Mr.? Why did he say that? It's like, during World War II, there were 3 very, very famous German spies who were gathering all this information for Germany. And they got stuff so Germans were able to annihilate an entire regiment of British soldiers were annihilated because of the knowledge they got, other things like that. At the end of World War II, it was revealed they were not German spies. They were British spies. Yeah? And the British had sacrificed an entire regiment of young men to establish their credibility. And once they were established, they used it to destroy the German nation. Never trust an Englishman. I think Harry Story said, yes. Yeah. So different characters, Okay. So Oxford University and the Center for Oxford Studies and Madras University and organizing this very nice program, and people were coming, because of Prabhupada again, people taking an interest in it. Before, no interest. Very little interest, even amongst Indians, because the British did such a good propaganda program. They convinced Indians that your culture is trash. Superficially. At heart, no. You see that again and again. At heart, they never could catch the heart. Prabhupada said, you scratch any Hindu, you'll find a devotee of Krishna. We're not going to run around scratching Hindus today. Yeah, it's a fact. I mean, again, things are changing within the last 10, 15 years or something, I was in Mathura one time, and it was a Muslim automobile repair place, stuff all over the place. And they had a calendar there with the dates below and one big picture. And the picture was Krishna and Balaram as little kids with little Muslim clothes on, little Muslim clothes like that, So even Dr. Samaresh, the scholar I was saying, he said, Hanuman Swami, you've got to understand that in India, Krishna is everybody's baby. He catches the Muslims, everything else. He's just a naughty little kid who's so sweet. It's just, just drive you nuts. Yeah. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. She says, how can I meditate on you? Queen Kunti says, Tata Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidarnartam Katam Pashe Mahistriyaha. He says, how can I meditate upon you? These big Paramahamsas who stand on one foot in the jungle and only drink water that falls from the sky and eat leaves. These guys, they can meditate on you. But I'm just an ordinary lady caught up in all these politics, and how can I meditate on you? Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Because you become my nephew, because you're the darling little boy of Nanda Maharaj. Yeah? This is natural meditation for ladies. We were sitting in the Mayapur temple, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Mandir, maybe 400 people chanting japa, all the brahmacharis. And the most beautiful woman I've ever seen walked across the front of the thing, and I was chanting japa, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like that. Like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm a Madhyamadikari pure devotee. I use my intelligence, I'm pure. Yeah. And later on, that was the inauguration of the celebration of Lord Chaitanya's sannyas. So they had the inauguration, and she was part of the inauguration. They had a couple congressmen, and she was Miss Universe India. How would you like to compete with her in a beauty contest? Like that, blow you away. So she told her story. Little girl, her grandmother and her used to go to places of pilgrimage, and she'd tell her all kinds of stories about Krishna and all these things and everything else, and they would cook. And so she grew up, with Krishna, and she loved him, Okay, then she competed for Miss, something gown, competition, and she won that. Okay, then she Miss Sub-District, and she won that. Then she won Miss District, and she thought, hey, maybe I can go for the big prize. So she made it all up. There's 50 girls competing for Miss India. Finally, it came down to 6 girls, and all the televisions in India are focusing on them. The lights are going back and forth, and finally, it is. We make somebody, you! Okay. I think 5 girls stepped back and smiled. It's called the iron smile. Yeah. So then she said all the lights hit her in the face. They put this big bunch of roses in front of her, and they hadn't taken the thorns off. So she was sitting there being poked in the rest with these thorns. And she said the thrill lasted for maybe something like about 80 seconds or something. It was and then that was just work, got to go open a supermarket, got to, go to the inauguration of the president, But she said, yeah, but I can use it like this. I can use programs like this, and if I come here, then people will, oh, Miss India was there. So, and also it's Lord Chaitanya's sannyas, so Miss India should be there, right? This is yukta vairagya, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, men are attracted to women, right? I guess you got right, fella. Yeah, okay. I got to divert it here. I'll tell you a joke. It's Guru Prasad Swami told me the joke. Bubba and Weezer is a Texas joke. Wanted to go to college, so Bubba went in to see the professor first, and he said, "Professor, what are we going to learn here?" So, well, you're going to learn history, English literature, and logic. And Bubba said, well, I know what history and English literature are, but what's logic? And he said, well, Mr. Bubba, do you have a weed whipper? And he said, well, yeah, I do. So therefore, by logic, I can tell you got a yard. And because you got a yard, I can tell by logic that you got a house. And by logic, I can tell because you got a house, you got a family. And because you got a family, I can tell you're heterosexual. He said, oh, wow. Okay. So he went out, and Weezer said, well, what are we going to learn here? He said, well, we're going to learn English literature. What's the other one? History and logic. And Weezer said, what's logic? He said, it's really interesting. Have you got a weed whipper? And Weezer said, no. So therefore, I can tell you're a queer. So this is an authorized GBC joke. Homosexual. Okay, like that. Gay. Yeah. This shows you the limits of mental speculation. Also, I told us that one devotee, he was working in an appliance place where they sell lawnmowers and all this kind of stuff. He gave me a $100 donation. He said, I sold 5 weed whippers with that joke. Well, I guess I better get a weed whipper. Okay. So, are you attracted to women? I have one. Okay. Yeah. Are you attracted to children? Yeah. This is the way it works, Women are attracted to kids. We had a program, a Sunday morning lecture in Chosica, where I'm going next, in Peru. It's out 40 kilometers out of the city. Very nice, beautiful temple. So Sunday is the program, but it starts in the morning. Devotees get there in time for the morning program. Like that. I got it. Yeah. It was full of people, ladies, and everything else. And I was giving the lecture, the doors were open. And one little kid with curly hair just ran across like that, going, Daddy, Daddy, like that, And he sat down in his father's lap. And the father was looking a little bit like, look embarrassed, And the guys were like, oh, yeah. Look at the women. Every single woman was like, oh, yeah. She was a PhD in mathematics. She was also just like, yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is how we become Krishna conscious. Right? Yeah. Bhaktisiddhanta says, unless you use these attractions for Krishna, you're a fool. The wind is the modes of nature, the sails are the senses, right? The body is the boat, and the captain is spiritual master. And he can take advantage of this. Yeah. So Queen Kunti says this. I can meditate on you. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. I meditate on Krishna, who's my nephew. Yeah. Have a family relationship. Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha, the darling of Devaki. And Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. That's the big one. This is. Nobody can resist little Krishna running down the pathways of Braja with a smiling face. That is wow. Okay. So, what is it called? Vatsalya Ras Ki Jai. Okay. So, but this was all covered up by the British. You see how potency the British are. Propaganda. You have a dog. Yeah, okay. So Prabhupada came along. Prabhupada said, practically speaking, until I started building temples, it had been stopped for maybe over 100 years. Nobody had built a temple. The Birlas were building some. They had a vow, but nobody else. Until Prabhupada started it again. The people just, wow, Durga temples, Ganesh temples, Vishnu temples, Krishna. Yeah. Prabhupada it's very difficult to estimate, what Prabhupada did like that. It's like a big rock hitting the water. Yeah. So he also started this interest in Vedic literature and the Bhagavatam. And now the Mahabharata has become among the top 50 books in the world. They ask famous people, writers, professors, give us our list. And they make up a list. It goes on again and again. And, Don Quixote is always in the top 10, many times in the top number 1. But Mahabharata has started to enter in now because people didn't know about it. They didn't know about it. So Bhagavatam hasn't hit it yet, but because it's very difficult book. So the symposium was going on, and the devotees were surprised at how many people actually had gotten a taste for the Bhagavatam and were going to come. So he went there, and I gave a lecture on introducing the Bhagavat philosophy to the modern scientific mentality like that. And different people have their interests, but a few five people afterwards came up and said, "I've been interested in this," and how. So tonight, come to Burfi, Bhakti Urban Farm International, and we'll discuss this tonight from the 5th canto. What is Mount Meru? Is there a vertical inverted cone mountain on the North Pole? Is the sun closer to the earth than the moon? Like that. Yes, come and find out. Yeah. How to explain this? Yeah. So, and there was one session all on art. I think he needs a new gasket, I think. Yeah. Huh? Cantilever, reduce the cantilever.
It's a funny thing.
A funny thing. Okay, let's see now if he laughs. You're going to laugh or not? Yeah, reducing the cantilever, that's what I thought you were going to do. Okay. Now watch it pop off.
That should hold.
If it doesn't, will you commit harikari?
I'll come over here now.
Okay.
I really want to hear
Already the ornaments are already becoming more visible. Yeah. What happens is the gasket wears out like that. Yeah, and so it doesn't. You put it goodbye, take it off, get a new gasket. I think that may do it. Yeah. Or else you can just weld it solid. That does it. Yeah. That's American. Yeah. So there was one section on art, illustrations in the Bhagavatam. And you can see Prabhupada did this, beautiful illustrations, but it's not new. And one ironic thing or an interesting thing was that many people had maybe this one set, a beautifully illustrated set, and two volumes were in the Getty Library in Los Angeles, 3 were in the University of Moscow, and everybody was saying we should all get them together, and everybody was saying, yeah, in our library. So nobody could put them all together, but quite a few collections. And many of them, the paintings are still intact after hundreds and hundreds of years of bacteria and called biches, worms and ants and stuff, And why is that? I'll give you a hint. Green. How do you make green paint? What element do you include? Arsenic. Yeah, so all the green paint was saving everybody else because the bugs would all die when they tried to eat it. Yeah, okay. It was very interesting, very nice symposium. It was academic, but a lot of nice feeling and stuff, Okay, and then one guy came from a project called the Catalogus Catalogorum. It was started maybe 20 years ago now. And different universities have done the work of hosting it and maintaining it. And what it is it is a bibliography of all known ancient Sanskrit literatures on the planet, okay? And when it was last produced, it had over 140,000 ancient Sanskrit literatures, Yeah. And you take Arabic, not as old, but still a big tradition. English and everything else. Yeah. Start with Chaucer. Okay, yeah. And some Chinese languages, But Sanskrit may be one of the 3 languages, Arabic, Chinese, and so on, that really have been a carrier of culture for so long, And it's, unlimited in mathematics, medicine, history, all these things, law, unbelievable. Scholars say some of these things, the mathematical systems, would take a Westerner entire lifetime to master one of them. And he said Kalidas ranks with the greatest poets, like that. Equals the Iliad and the Odyssey, and without a doubt, Panini is the greatest pre-modern grammarian. This is from one guy from the University of California. And he says, in my opinion, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest work of devotion ever written, possibly equal by other works in the Sanskrit language, like that. David Hart, like that and stuff. So it's there, but it's a matter of just bringing it out in different levels, different ways like that. And the scholarly way is one way. It's a very nice area because these people, their knowledge, filters down to the administrators and these people and like that and stuff, to common people. It goes down through dramas, puppet shows. So many interesting stories when you start to enter into them. You can make them more and more rich, more and more deep. So, 140,000. And then they were going through, the guy was specifically for us, focusing on the Bhagavatam. And most of the Puranas do not have commentaries. Right? They start off talking about, Jehovah's footstool, end up talking about, what's it called, gem therapy, and go over. It's just like you can't figure out what they're talking about, really. But the Bhagavatam is very consistent. It starts off with the Paribhasa Sutra and sticks with it. What is the Paribhasa Sutra? Sanskrit? Krishna's two. Indriyari Vyakalam Lokam Hridayante Yoge Yoge. Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. Yeah. Krishna's, before that. Ete Chahamsa. Ete Chahamsa Sakalpum Sam Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swayam. This is the verse that makes everything make sense. It's the Paribhasa Sutra, Jiva Goswami says. That's it. It's going to show this. It's going to take through all these angsas and kalas and expansions and limbs. It's going to go through them all and look at them all. And the conclusion is, after 10 cantos, Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. He is the most opulent in all different aspects like that and so on. So it's very well organized, very clear, and even the didactic method of organizing the material like that, we can just put it into acronyms, which we're doing like that. And you can know the whole thing, 18,000 verses, and find your way around and identify little preaching episodes and things like that. So it's too big for one person. I was trying to understand all of Prabhupada's books, letter conversations, room conversations. Got to understand all these things. Then I heard Prabhupada say, nobody can take everything the spiritual master is offering. He said, even in 100 years, you cannot study all these books thoroughly. Wow. Okay. Yeah, but you should know a little bit about all of them, right? And then you should know a lot about different things in terms of your particular preaching atmosphere, in terms of your people. Your people are out there. I've come to you. I'm to save you. I'm saving you. Yeah, it's a fact. I mean, who knows how it's designated, Was it go, Yare Deke, Tare Kaha, Krishna Upadesh, Amar Agnoi, Guru Hoi, Tare Desh. Lord Chaitanya told the Krama Brahman, wherever you go, whoever you meet, tell them about Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. On my order, become guru. Prabhupada lectures on that so much, One place he says, deliver your circle. Everybody here has a circle of acquaintances, and you can expand it. Not too difficult. I mean, I meet a lot of people on the airplane, right? Yeah, transit, and so just dressing like this, you attract a certain class of people. Like that. One black Muslim guy, with all African suit, he walked by in the thing, he went, right on, brother. I mean, totally, they pose philosophy, but it's, even by Hell's Angels bikers, they go by and they go like that. Yeah, you stand up for your rights. Okay, the Madhavaki, you die. Radharani is very nice. She's wearing the strawberry dress today. Strawberry dress. or strawberry dress. We call it Gandharvika. Gandharvika. Gandharvika strawberry. Yeah. So, Srimad Bhagavatam is our preaching thing. Vaisheshika was taking our Bhakti by Baba course. He wasn't doing his work. He was too busy selling the books to do the systematic course. He was reading them all. He was doing his own way. He would read everything 3 times and then read the study guides and stuff. Probably a better way. Okay. But I told him, look, it says that you're gonna be one of our teachers. Okay, so you got to give us some classes. Okay, yeah. So what theme? Preaching strategies in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Wow, yeah. So he went through taking out stuff. Yeah, that's all it is. It's nothing but how to preach to different kinds of people in different circumstances. You take it to heart, you can translate it right into the modern world and stuff. I do that sometimes, and it freaks people out. These stories like, the Daksha Yagna with Sati burning herself to death. You can put that right into modern language, and people just flip out. Okay, I won't do it. I've learned that one is too heavy. Pregnancy of Diti in the evening. Wow, that's a good one. Once upon a time, there was a young Grihastha couple. Yeah. So Srimad Bhagavatam is our very means of conquest. You chant Hare Krishna, it's all there. Yeah, but it's pretty compact. I try to unpack it. You may lose interest before you actually realize what's there. You may be looking on the paper for a long time before you figure out to take the paper off and start looking the swirled, whatever it is. Yeah. So all these stories. Yeah. Where's it going here? Okay, Sridhar Swami. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam has the most commentaries. I think Srimad Bhagavatam has something like 114 major commentaries. Would Prabhupada's books come in as a major commentary? Probably so. But other things like that, they're there, but they're just not that big or that prominent. Or somebody took all his notes on all the verses like that. It's there. Some scholar. Maybe some people are interested, but maybe 110 major commentaries. Yeah. Most of the Puranas haven't got any. The second after that is the Skanda Purana with 70 commentaries like that and stuff. So, for the depth of the philosophy, for the beauty of the poetry, for the sophistication of the grammar, Srimad Bhagavatam is in a class by itself. This is emeritus professor in Sanskrit from Madras University. If you know it, you can't beat it. Okay? And it's available in the gift store for only step right up. Today, a discount. Yeah. Today 25% off. And if you buy 3, we'll give them to you for 50%. It's like that. Yeah. Yeah. Buy them for your friends. You know people that would like this, right? Yeah. Many times it's easier to sell 5 books than it is 1 book. Because you're selling 1 book, people are trying to take it on a Gyan platform. Well, I don't know. Do I want to learn this? But you say, hey, well, come on. What do you think of the book? Well, it's pretty nice. Yeah. Take 4 or 5. It's really good gift. It's Christmas, or it's a nice gift again. A nice gift to people. Spread this culture around. Help us out. Then they're in the Sankirtan mode, right? Now they're thinking as Sankirtan people. How other people? Actually, it's not Jnana, Kali Yuga. It's Sankirtan. Yeah. So try and sell 5 or 6 sets at one time. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And the books go out. Yeah. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, and then the commentary is coming down. The first complete commentary is Sridhar Swami. But before that, there are other people like Madhava and Charya commenting, And so we accept that. We accept ourselves as being in parampara, what Sridhar Swami says. But Jiva Goswami doesn't always agree with Sridhar Swami. They disagree. And Prabhupada being caught in the middle of Sridhar Swami on one side and Jiva Goswami on the other. He says, we can call it this way. And Jiva Goswami goes, yeah, so it's very, how to find out when you're caught between 2 big guns, what to do like that, help. So our Acharya shows us, even Prabhupada has these problems. Hari Sori said one time they arrived, I think it was Australia, and the Prabhupada's room was a little bit smaller, And so he started putting Prabhupada's paraphernalia just where Prabhupada had it, Vastu and everything else, so he could go to work. And there was no place for the picture of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Prabhupada usually had it right on his desk. And Prabhupada saw that Hari Sori was going to solve his problem. And he said, you can put the picture of Srila Prabhupada up there. And Surya said he was kind of confused at the picture of Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada looked at him and understand what he was thinking and started laughing. And he said, "You have your Srila Prabhupada, I have my Srila Prabhupada." And he said, it was like such a realization that, wow, that Prabhupada has that feeling towards Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, sincerely. Yeah, okay. So, the royal road being quite crowded with elephants, horses, chariots, foot soldiers, the women climbed to the top of their houses, where they caught sight of Lord Krishna and his queens. The city ladies scattered flowers upon the Lord, embraced him in their minds, expressed their heartfelt welcome with broadly smiling glances. Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami comments that the ladies communicated through their affectionate glances their eagerness, their eager inquiries as to the comfort of Lord Krishna's trip, and so on. In other words, in their ecstasy, they intensely desired to serve the Lord. So I've talked about Sridhar Swami. Any comments? Anybody else has any questions here? Yes, sir.
Can I ask a question pertaining to this particular verse that's on the board?
This is number 33. Yeah. Yeah.
On the second line, the word autsukya is used.
Uh-huh.
What it means is eagerness or ecstasy or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, in that ecstasy, what they did was sadhya vitsrutya griha karma paticha talpe. They gave up their household work and paticha talpe means husbands in the bed. And now if you go to Gopi Gita, what it says is ati vilangyate. It is very difficult to give up.
Yeah.
Pati suta anvaya bratu pranava.
Yeah.
So husbands, brothers,
Yeah.
elders,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Now, here it says Satya Vitsrutya, that means they gave up.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at it, what is Pati, what is Sutta, what is Bandhu, etc., it is an extension of your body.
Mm-hmm.
That means, are we to understand that they completely gave up the bodily concept? Is that how you look at it?
Let's ask the acharyas. But who knows? We're not there. There's no commentary by the acharyas, but we can, speculate, so on. Yeah.
And if they are elevated, why is it so difficult for them to give up these?
Okay.
Ati Vilangya, why it is Ati Vilangya?
Okay. Then there's different things. For example, it does describe that there's different kinds of gopis, right? Some are gopis who descend with Krishna, right? And so they're giving up things as a part of preaching and part of their whole bhava. The other ones are people who are, for example, the Apsara gopis, the Bimalkund gopis, so many who are coming into the Leela and they're learning this final education like that. So for them, yeah, it's actually giving it up. So there are different kinds of responses for probably the queens of Dwarka the same way. Rukmini's among those, Kubja's among them. Yeah, yeah. There are different kinds of people on different levels of giving up.
Here they are referring to like women in general of Indraprastha.
Yeah,
But the very fact that they get audience of Krishna, they cannot be ordinary people.
yeah,
They
yeah.
definitely must be.
Yeah. But how, again, some of them are ready to go to this higher bhava. That's how high they are. All they need is a little one. For example, Maitreya Muni, when he saw the relationship between, Krishna and Uddhava, click, he went from being Jnana Mishra Bhakta to a pure devotee. And he realized, for the first time, the importance of having a personal relationship with Krishna. Before it was all incredible, beautiful logic and jnana around Krishna. Yeah. So he was, and Uddhava, by going to Vrindavan, he went, so. And there's no limit. I mean, there's like first initiation, second initiation, third initiation, 142nd initiation, 10,234th initiation. It's like some of the manjaris have had cookies directly from the lips of Krishna, and some haven't. So today, maybe you get your cookie right from Krishna's lips. Yes. Want a cookie? She wants a cookie over there. You have to wait. She's asked first. Yeah.
Maharaj, are women less intelligent?
Are women what? What do you mean by women?
Well, you were saying that
Radharani is a woman, right?
no, you were saying that the scripture was for women and less intelligent men.
That's what Dr. Bandipajaya said, yeah. He thought that the Bhagavatam was for women and less intelligent men. That's what he said, yeah.
Yes, so it's implying that less intelligent men and women
Yeah,
are not very intelligent.
okay.
The person before he understood the Bhagavatam. This is before he studied the Bhagavatam.
So the answer is no?
Okay, again your question, are women less intelligent? Okay. We got to look at the word women, because Radharani is a woman, okay? Lakshmi is a woman. Durga is a woman. Then we start to get Jivatmas, who are women, and in Vaikuntha some of them are married. And some of them, whether women or men, soul, are in female bodies. So if we're talking about the bodies, then we're talking about something else, Is a female machine, less intelligent than a male machine? Is a Volkswagen smaller than a dump truck? Yeah. Do men have more facial? Do male machines have more facial hair than female machines? Like that. Yeah. You got to be on that level at least. Okay, here's a point. Interpretation. In case of Bharti Mars would roll over in his whatever discussing this. It's a big point. Because did Prabhupada mean to say women are less intelligent, because it occurs many times, or did he mean to say less intellectual and more emotional, right? How was he using the language and stuff like that and so on? So I would say that in generally speaking, women tend to be more emotional and men tend to be more logical. Is that logical enough for you?
No.
Because you're emotional. So it's okay. So
Well, the reason I'm commenting about this is because Iskcon has made possible that the whole world think that women is less intelligent. And then that makes men to be condescending with women and think that they are more intelligent. But I think that this doesn't apply in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, women is more intelligent than men.
okay. Can you quote something from Prabhupada? Can you quote something from Prabhupada to support that?
I don't know if Prabhupada supported
Yeah.
wasn't present.
Yeah. Okay.
I know that a lot of men have mentioned this.
Yeah. Okay. So I've given my Dr. Spock analysis. Okay, now we'll go ahead here. Yeah.
Just
Okay.
based on his question, and it kind of ties in also, Mataji said these things.
I'm going to synthesize it all.
In any group of personalities, Jivatmas within any particular set of bodies, whenever Krishna appears with his own entourage and etc., everybody seems to have their own reaction to it. Therefore, you see, we're describing a particular reaction in a particular set of personalities, jivas, within any particular body, but then there's others that have different reactions. And like when Krishna comes to Mathura, he has so many interesting things that happen with different people that see him. Kubja sees him, and even though she's got sandalwood paste that every day she grinds for Kamsa, she gives it to Krishna. The washerman thinks, look, these are Kamsa's clothes. Bug off, kid. And of course he gets killed and she gets delivered. But all of these personalities, for whatever reason, get an opportunity to participate or witness Krishna's pastimes. So it's based on, as you started off your class, the development of the living entities, realizations at any particular point that they come in contact with Krishna. Yeah?
That's the real thing. Again, that's a point. Yeah. I will go on. Okay. Yes, Hare Krishna. We're going left to right here. Anybody else have any more questions about women are less intelligent, or the gopis, were leaving their husbands? Go back around. Okay, again. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Is it?
I just wanted to pick up the conversation from there. Now, if you really look at it from the overall point of view,
The global point of view.
in the 10th canto itself, there is a scene where it describes Krishna entering the forest of Vrindavana. There, what he exhibits more or what he manifests is the Madhurya Bhava, or even, like a Venu Madhurya, if you see that. There, it is related to love, Preeti. Whereas the same Krishna, now I'll call him Kanha. There he is called Kanha with love. And here he is Dwarkadhish, opulence, royal. Here he is depicting totally different symptoms altogether. Here he started off drinking the sweet water of Jamuna, ended up in the ocean salty water of Dwarka. There, in Dwarkadesh, it was related more to Yuddha, the battle. He was holding in one finger the Sudarshana Chakra. In the anxiety to do that, he forgot holding the flute with all the 10 fingers. Preeti, opulence.
Yeah.
So Lord, in other words, Lord has so many, he is a reservoir of all kinds of qualities, all kinds of mellows, and he depicts different mellows, different qualities at different times, at different circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna, I think.
My turn. The gopis were very, very, very disturbed because in the morning the cowherd boys had been beating them at all the games like that. And they were like feeling depressed. They had lost all the games. But Radharani told them, he said, that's because the games in the morning when it was cool involved like physical strength and that kind of stuff, And so we've kind of lost out to the cowherd boys. But in the afternoon, they won't be able to play those kind of games. It'll be hot. And we'll have to play games that require intelligence, and we'll beat them then. Okay, so girls are smarter than boys. Back there. Okay, he's running out. You guys got a hot topic here.
Also, I was listening to Guru Maharaj, class Goswami Maharaj, and he was making a point that the intelligent person can be measured that in the audience, how many people can understood him. If nobody understands what he's trying to say, he's the most intelligent person.
I see.
In like a theologian classes,
Okay.
Gurudev was saying like that.
So if I give a class and nobody understands it, that means I'm really intelligent? Yeah. Okay, here's the last comment here. Otherwise, we can discuss it individually. Yeah.
Again, it seems to be perspective of the person, because after Krishna leaves Vrindavan,
Yeah.
he has to deal with the world in one sense. He's a prince, he has kingdoms, there's all these relations, there's the Shamataka jewel incident, there's the this thing, that thing, Banasura. We had to bring Rukmini because Rukmini is Bhumi Devi actually, and there's all these complicated relationships there.
In the Hindi movie, Radharani is singing, and Krishna's lying there, and Balaram comes along, and Radharani looks at him, and she kind of figured out why he's come, and he kind of goes like this, And then he says, Krishna, what about the world, Krishna? He says, oh, I forgot the world. He said, well, I have to go and save the world, Radha. So he goes off, and Balaram looks back, and Radharani is sitting there, like, looking at him. Okay, yeah, that's it.
But in many ways, these later pastimes shows that Krishna is there for everyone according to their mentality. And they approach Krishna, and Krishna reciprocates very specifically towards each and every individual in the same way that he takes every single soul and places it in the right womb with the right parentage to do whatever is due to that person's development,
Ramananda Roy, when they're going through the hierarchies, he comes to Vrindavan and he says, okay, from, was it something star? What was it go? Neutrality. From neutrality to tastasta. From a neutral position, you can describe which is higher than the other, like that. He says, but who's in a neutral position? Everybody has their rasa. So he says the best rasa is your rasa. But if you wanted to look at it from a neutral position, yeah, ba sakya ras, like that, and so on. Yeah. But yeah, exactly what you're saying. He says, yeah, it's just, okay, we look at it for certain reasons. We look at it from different angles like that and stuff, yeah. But the real thing is how to serve Krishna. Okay.
And we can basically accept we're not going to get that clear understanding that fits every picture, right?
Wow. Okay.